Let's take a look at building tables in HTML. Sometimes you just need a little bit different formatting. So I'm going to go to Notepad. And I got HTML, my header, tables, or title, I should say. Title, tables, demo. Close title, close head. You can put it all in one line like I just did there. And body, slash body, and slash HTML. Okay. So I'm going to do a table. And then this is going to close the table. Well, within the table, we're going to have rows. So TR starts the first row, and then the slash TR closes the first row. Now within the rows, we'll have cells. Data cells, you might say. So I'll say TD and put a name in slash TD. And then I'll have another TD and put Frank, then slash TD. Now let's see what in the world this looks like. So let's go save this. And I'll talk about what these different items do. Change this to all files. And I'll call this tables.html. And go to that, double click tables, wherever it's at. There it is. Looks like you just put them next to each other. So it's like, well, geez, that didn't seem to accomplish too much. All that coding just for that. But those are actually in different cells. So down here, this will be my start of my second row. And then this will be the finish of my second row. And maybe the first row here, I'll put Alexandra. And I'll close that cell. And I have another one, I'll say Margaret. I'm trying to look for a little bit longer name so you can see that it automatically resizes. Save that. Then I'll refresh that. And you see all of a sudden it's pushed Frank further out. Because again, it's putting these in different cells. Now it's a lot easier to see if you put the borders here. And there's a couple different ways to put the border. If I say border is equal to 1 and save that. And if I refresh that, you can see the borders there. If instead of 1, I put 10. And then refresh that. And you see we get this. Now that's the way I learned HTML way back when. I was coding the web page for a company I worked at by hand. Now I was doing that for a specific reason. There was two popular browsers at that time, Internet Explorer and I think it was Netscape. And some of the packages to do web design specifically put enhancements in HTML for the Internet Explorer, such that if you use those and viewed them in Netscape, the other browser, they looked horrible. Well, I was getting so frustrated with customers calling up saying they couldn't view the page right and so forth that I just finally, for a while, did it by hand. And then I found an Adobe product, I think it's called PageMail, and it did not put any of the specific extensions for HTML for IE or Netscape into the web page. It was perfect. Whatever I designed I'm pretty sure it's PageMail. Whatever I designed in that package, it looked good in every browser, and I love that. I didn't necessarily like doing these by hand, but I was just getting so irritated by it. And of course, that was many years ago. Now they're getting a lot more to where they design web pages that look good in any browser. Now, having said that, Microsoft has designed some of their own peculiar web design elements that only look good when you are running is it Silverlight? I can't remember exactly, but there's one specific to Microsoft So it kind of went back to where it was 20 years ago. Okay, well, instead of doing a border there, the new way of doing this is using styles. And we saw this before with the different options available for style. So say style equals, and this one is border, and then we'll do a colon and then solid. And let me save that. And let's see what that looks like. Now I put a border around the outside. Well, maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you want a border around the different elements here. So if I come to my first table, or first row, and I put style equals border solid. Did I save it? Okay, that doesn't do anything. But if I put it on the TDs, and I'm not going to keep typing that. I'm surprised that didn't do anything. But it could be it has to be on TDs. I don't use these enough to really know them. I just play. And that's part of being in computer science is you got to be willing to play. Refresh that. Okay, there it goes. Puts a border around that. Doesn't quite look like what I'd like, but if I paste that in there, Control V. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, looks like that. The example in the book, they end up putting these on everything. So they put it here. Control V. They put it on these. Control V. And they put it on these. Control V. Then refresh that. Okay, that's what it looks like in what is this, Edge? Let me bring this up in Chrome and see what it looks like. So I right click on that and say open with Google Chrome. And it looks the same. And that's what you would hope is that when I have this, if I bring it up in let's see what that is, Microsoft Edge, it should look the same. If I bring it up in IE, it should look the same. So let me open this in IE. So I'll right click on it, say open with IE, then it looks the same. That's the idea. If you're using a particular tag that does not look good in other browsers, that's going to cause you more headaches if you get into web design, because you're going to have people calling saying the web page is horrible, doesn't look good, and you bring it up in your browser and it looks perfect. Personally, I don't like those boxes. I like the ones I had. But again, that's how you do your styles. Now you're not limited to just these styles here. You can also put in like a centering. Like I could center David. See if I can wing it. Put a semicolon there. Was it text align? And center. It'll be a 50-50 chance I should get this right. Okay, it did. So line to center. So you separate it with semicolon. I couldn't remember if it's semicolon or comma. But you can mix in different styles to get the look you want. What was the other one we had? Color? What was it? Color? I don't remember if it's color red. Let's see if that works. Not quite what I wanted, but I think there's a beat background color. Background color is blue. And obviously I can't remember that part. Foreground color? FG. Now you notice it doesn't give me an error. It just doesn't work. So feel free to play on that. Obviously I'm not going to remember what that is. How do you delete that? Oh, there's delete. Okay. some backspace to get rid of that. There's another way of doing colors, and that's how I usually do it. I don't usually use those styles like that. Like I'll go here to the TD. Instead of embedding in the style, I'll say BG color equals blue. Let's see if that's the right syntax. My memory is probably not. Okay, and then changes it to blue. And this is because I'm old. That's how I learned HTML. But applying the styles is the most popular, and there's a reason why. Is because once you get more involved with the style, and there's a whole class on style sheets. Once you get more involved with the styles, you can apply a style across your entire website. So you can apply it to 1,000 web pages without individually putting BG color equals blue in there. So there is benefits to that. I just I'm not in a position where I work with websites that are 1,000 pages, so I can get by with my sloppy HTML coding from my mathheals.com. But in that video, we took a look at how to do tables.